It's been my great pleasure to be here at Colorado State for the last year. And one of the things that I've learned that's a great tradition in the college is the Great Conversations program, where we bring the talent in the college to the community to share the great work that our faculty have done over the last several years.
For me, education is absolutely critical. Education, education, education. To broaden context, to ask questions, to not assume that what you see and what you know is end all and be all.
In that Super Bowl that I was a part of, you had an African American coach on both sides. Tony Dungy was approached right after that Super Bowl and asked about what that moment meant for an African American coach to face another African American coach. And he gave some remarks, and the reporter at the time responded with, "The country's finally made it, huh? The NFL has finally made it." And his response in that moment was, perception is not always reality. And I would argue that the component today of this polarization is that we are struggling with whose perception becomes the standard for reality.
I think there are a number of reasons that have led to the level of polarization that we have, but I think that the media is partly responsible for it. I think they have helped create a divided America where people, they absorb and they live by different facts.
There were boycotts of classes. The Ag building was taken over. The administration building was protested. And we burned down Old Main building. So we were polarized, terribly polarized. Is it the same polarization today? And this is what's just been going around in my head and trying to think through this stuff. I think it's a different polarization. It may even be a more difficult one to get out of.
But what I do feel is, and this is a broader picture, not just about Donald Trump, is so much of the political leadership in this country is basing sort of their leadership in a fear-based way.
I think a lot of people just felt like no one heard them. No one was paying attention to them, that the world and politics and the media and everybody else had just gone on past them. And I also think that we got here in part because the Democratic Party had lost sight of the working class.
People who are running are becoming commodities, and they're more beholden to sort of the special interests that actually are providing the big amounts of money than they are thinking about class or culture.
We've outlawed Jim Crow racism, but now we have a new, subtle one that operates through our practices, that operates through our mass incarceration, that operates through our lack of education and our low educational resources.
If the individual person wants to live in a smaller circle of people like themselves and see views like themselves, then they will create that for themselves on Facebook.
We call it the echo chamber. People have to get out of their echo chamber, and they have to go and they have to talk to somebody who completely disagrees with them, and they have to try and understand them. We won't intersect with other people's struggle until we do that.
There is research that suggests that if you do that, if you went in with sort of, you're left-leaning, and you stay in that world, you get more radical in your views of whatever those causes are, and likewise on the right.
University is a great place to get out of the echo chamber. Now, a lot of folks will argue it's just another echo chamber, but I don't think it is. It's certainly less of an echo chamber than being at home or your own confined neighborhood.
I am not as interested right now in unity. That seems 10 steps ahead. I'm more interested in a country that is willing to be honest with itself.
We have to understand that the body of America is like shoulders in the middle. And the shoulders, we're allowing somehow for the shoulders to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's kind of the brawn and the bulliness. And we're allowing the middle to shrink, and that's where the organs live. And so I have this real sense that we have to think about common ground as refinding the heart of America.